everyone, today I'm going to be doing a kind of like a newer video on my channel that I've never done before, and I hope to not make a series out of this, but today I'm going to be doing what I'm calling my 2025 makeup graveyard. And so basically what this video is going to be is me showing you all of the makeup products that I have discovered in my makeup collection in 2025 that are completely unusable, dried up, have no purpose for anymore type of things. And this is kind of a way to lightly shame myself for letting these makeup items go unused and dry up and ultimately have to be thrown away. So I'm definitely not proud of this video, but it is part of the reality of having such a large makeup collection. And it's something that I just kind of have been trying to address, especially I will say in the last 6 months really, but definitely over the last several years I have been making more of an effort to either use up makeup items that I have or rotate through my makeup collection more often and get to use up a lot more of my makeup items because I do not want to have a makeup graveyard. But unfortunately that is one of the consequences of having a large makeup collection. So let this be a cautionary tale to you guys to use up your products, not to overbuy or to overspend or overconsume, because I am definitely a huge offender of that, and I am definitely trying to kind of reevaluate my makeup purchases going on in the future. So hopefully we don't have this happening again. So as you guys know, one of my goals for 2025 was to do a weekly shop my stash where I rotate through my makeup collection, try up a lot of the products that I haven't used in years, and just kind of rediscover things already in my makeup collection to try to help curb my spending or wanting to buy new things, because every week I'm getting to try new things from my collection. So definitely really kind of like scratch that itch for me in certain ways. But I've also come across a lot of products that unfortunately I did not give the love that they deserved. These are all just products that have absolutely no value anymore to anybody. Alright, so starting off, here is an overview of my makeup graveyard. It's not pretty, I'm not happy with this, but these are all of the products that unfortunately I have to throw away. You guys know I am the queen of reusing things that I either don't like for their intended purposes. I try to find a way to make it work for me. Throwing things away is always a last case scenario for me. 99% of these things are there. I'm gonna go through and share with you guys what items I let go bad and how I'm going to change that in the future. I did kind of break these down into categories, and I think you might be able to tell there is a huge discrepancy here for which type of items are in my makeup graveyard. So starting off over here, I have any type of face products, and over here I have eye products. So starting off with the very first thing, this one is one of those products that I loved, and I don't know why I ever stopped using it. There used to be a pink colored one, that one was my all-time favorite, but this one is the No. 7 Instant Radiant Beauty Balm. There are a lot of products that I have had for a long time that as long as they look okay, smell okay, and nothing like is visually obviously wrong with them, I kind of will skirt the line of that a little bit. This just kind of got pushed to the back of my makeup collection for a long time, and it has that old makeup smell. Like, it doesn't smell like something rotten or anything, but that old waxy lipstick smell, like your mom's Avon lipstick from 1991. Like, that is what this smells like, and I just can't do that one. It had so many things, it got pushed to the back and I forgot about it for God knows how long, and then the scent changed, and I'm not about that old makeup smell. That's just one of those things I just cannot get past. So unfortunately that is the first in my makeup graveyard. This falls into the category of the product was not suited for the packaging. So this is the Clean Color Pigment Boss Foundation Drops. This is one of those products that fell to the very trendy dropper bottle trend, which I feel like is kind of on its way out. I feel like this one was definitely a little bit more trendy from like 2015 to like 2020 or something like that, because there are so many products that do not have any business this being in a dropper bottle format. And this is definitely one of those products. If you can't tell, this is all dried up in here, and I remember it being like that from pretty much the beginning. There is no way a product like this should have ever been in this type of bottle. So that is something that I am definitely going to take into consideration in the future, is to stay away from dropper bottle packaging in general. It's one thing if it's something like an oil product that's in a dropper bottle, but any type of cream product or semi-liquidy type of product, I'm just going to try to not purchase anything that comes in a dropper bottle format anymore, because I know that it is at some point not going to be an efficient way to distribute the products. And I also, as far as like the grand scheme of things, I have not had this product like that insanely long, so it's very upsetting that something like this did go to waste. But packaging also makes a huge difference, and that is what I learned from this makeup graveyard entry. This was a LA Colors Cream Gel Blush. This is in the color Mesmerizing. I actually really enjoyed this product when I had it and was using it. However, the reason why this one has entered my makeup graveyard is because this one has shifted color dramatically, and that is always one of those like really telltale signs of a makeup item that you need to get rid of. If there is a dramatic color change to it, something's not right. And it was originally the color of this packaging, kind of like a peachy, soft peach kind of color cream. This one, I don't really want to put this on my hand. I don't know if you can see this. I will try to do an up close so you can see this better. This has changed to the color of like a bright yellow olive foundation color, and it is nowhere near the original peach color of the packaging. Like, it was exactly that color, and it is now like bright yellow Simpsons kind of color, and that freaks me out. So that is why this one is added to the makeup graveyard. And I'm really bummed about that, because this one, I feel like I really did not own this one very long. I would say within like a year or two of owning this one, it drastically changed color like that. So also, that is another risk you kind of run with these really inexpensive makeup brands. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good inexpensive makeup product, but sometimes you do run the risk of them going bad a lot quicker. So unfortunately, that is why that one has joined the makeup graveyard. So those are all of the items for my like face product things. I definitely have a lot in this next item, which is going to be any eye type of products. First things first, I will say anything that is going on or near your eyes or your mouth are always going to be a lot more sensitive on when you need to get rid of makeup items. I will admit I am not always the best at following that rule, but do as I say, not as I do. Everything in here has something in common other than being an eye product, and we'll talk more about that later. These are all eyeshadow priming type of products. This one is a sample. This one was the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer. There is absolutely 100% no reason why I shouldn't have been able to use this up and not have let it gone bad. It was another case of having too much makeup, getting pushed back to the back of the drawer and never seeing it again until I pulled it out, and it is as hard as a rock in here. Like, if I cut this open, you know what? Let's do that. That would be fun. Let's cut it open and I will show you exactly what this makeup product has turned into. Let's see if we can even get this out of here. Yep, here we go. Here it comes. This is what the makeup has turned into. I don't know if you can see this very well. Here's the product. Here's everything. It's all crumbles. It is as hard as a rock. It's like Play-Doh that you've left out for like 3 months. It's totally dried up. Even a small thing like this could last you a good amount of time, maybe like a month or two, depending on how much you use and how often you use it. There's no reason why I shouldn't have been able to use this and completely finish it. So this one is definitely a very pitiful makeup graveyard entry, and I just have no excuses for this one. Honestly, I have no excuses. This was the Pure Get a Grip Endurance Eyeshadow Primer, and it was one that came like in this little foil packet. To my defense, This one actually had a lot of product in here, but it's another one of those cases of, even though it was a sample, I felt like they should have like made this a much smaller packaging, because the amount of product that was in here was definitely a lot less than like the entire packaging here. Foil packets are going to dry out immediately after you're using them, so I wish this would have been in a different format, either like in a tiny package like the Ulta one, or just put these like in smaller individual packaging, like one use size packaging for a sample. I do think I used probably about half of it, but there was definitely a good amount of product in here that I didn't end up using. So another definitely one I 100% could have and should have finished it and used. Another eyeshadow primer. This one was the Clean Color Shadow Prep eyeshadow primer. I do remember liking it and it worked really well. Another one that I totally could have used way more of it. It's not as hard as the Ulta one. It's not like hard as a rock, but it is like thick clay in here, completely unusable. So unfortunately, another reason I do not need to have this many eyeshadow primers at one time. And once again, we have the AOA Studio Perfect Eyeshadow Primer. This one, I didn't really care for this one. Out of all of them, this one is probably the one that is the most still usable, but it's still not very usable. It's just like very gummy, very dried up in here, and honestly I didn't like this one to begin with. Fortunately, this one was only like $1 or $2, so it's not like a huge loss or anything, but still I hate whenever I waste products. So those were 4 eyeshadow primers that have gone bad that I totally could have avoided. So moving on to the next product, we have the Misha Palette Paint Liner. This is a product from the very beginning. I liked it probably the very first time I used it, and then every time I used it after that, I was like, you know, this isn't my favorite. No matter how much I wanted to like it, I ended up not liking it. I think if you are someone who really enjoys like a gel cream eyeliner, this is a really good product for you. However, the packaging I loved and hated at the same time. So in the packaging here, I don't know if you can see, there is like a little well here. So you squeeze up the product and it comes up into the little well, and it kind of gives you a little bit of like a mixing area where like you can pick it up with your brush. So I kind of love that little well design in there, so it kind of gives you that area to work with the product. However, when this product starts to dry, it gets very thick and the little tip here would clog up so easily. So no matter how hard you squeeze, it is very, very hard to get the product up out of here. And if you have any type of mobility issues with your fingers or arthritis or any fine motor skills or things like that, this does get harder and harder to use. And when this product does get to that thick point, it does not apply to the lid very well. You have to like tug across like the delicate areas of your eyelids to like get this to apply. I liked the idea of it, but I didn't really love the execution of it. For me, I am just a liquid liner girl through and through. As much as I would love to like gel liners, I just have not loved them in so many years, and that just kind of reinforced that in my mind with this. So in the future, I'm going to be avoiding gel eyeliners, pot eyeliners, anything like that. They're just not my preferred eyeliner method. All right, the next one is a really tough one. I think I already mentioned this in one of my last few product empties, and I think that was where I had the idea to do this video, and that was from the realization that all of these products had gone bad, and I got these all relatively within the same time as each other, and I think I definitely have gotten these within the last 3 years, I think. And these are all liquid liners, but they are specifically magnetic liners. So these were kind of like a micro trend for me with those magnetic eyelashes. If you've ever seen those, you apply a magnetic eyeliner, it looks like a black eyeliner, and then the lashes have tiny magnets on them that stick to the eyeliner, and then you don't need glue and you can reuse the lashes and things like that. Love the idea, love the innovation, great idea. I did kind of fall down a rabbit hole, bought like a whole bunch, probably like, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 10 pairs of these magnetic lashes, and each of them came with the little magnetic liner. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of these magnetic liners. I decided probably 3 or 4 months ago, I was like, oh, I want to try the magnetic eyelashes again. So I pulled out the eyeliner and I was going to like use this one. And then I open it up and it is like dried shut, nasty, unusable. The brush is totally messed up, like completely unusable. And I'm like, dang, I hate that that happened. That sucks. So I get rid of that one. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have other ones. So I go back and I pull another one out. Same thing. Like, this is like glued shut at like, I cannot get the brush out of here. It is like super glued shut. Oh, cool. It just pulled out the entire stopper. So, yeah, if you can see that, there's the eyeliner. Turned into like liquid latex, basically. So I was like, oh, dang, this other one dried up. I'm like, let me check the rest of them. All of them dried up. Same exact thing, they are dried up. These are not going to be a liner that lasts in your collection at all. Like, when you open these, they probably will last like 6 months and they are going to dry up. So I'm very bummed that I let myself waste that many products. So unfortunately that was a big bummer. And now I'm like, well, if I ever want to try the magnetic lashes again, now I'm gonna have to commit to buying another magnetic eyeliner. And you know, if it's not something you're gonna use very often, the same thing's probably gonna happen to that. So I'm kind of thinking like, I just need to let that ship sail, because I don't think I liked the lashes enough that they would ever become like a daily use product for that would warrant me buying another one of those eyeliners. So moving on to the next two products, these we have are pencil liners. They are like a gel pencil liner type of situation. This first one, I remember I got like in a BoxyCharm or an Allure box or some kind of beauty subscription box. This one is from the brand Starlux and it's called the Black Ultra Luxe Longwear Eye Pencil. It was just like a black eyeliner. This one just dried up. I remember like from when I first got it, it was not that creamy or that smooth to begin with. So this one unfortunately is another hard lesson I have learned, and one that I am still working on to this day. And that is to stay away from subscription beauty boxes. Now that one is a very hard lesson for me to learn, because I really love the excitement and like the surprise of like a beauty mystery box. But I do have to admit, probably like 7 out of 10 times, there's a reason why there are certain makeup items in a beauty box. And a lot of the times brands you've never heard of, and there is definitely a reason for that. A lot of the times these really inexpensive brands will sell off a whole bunch of their stock to these beauty boxes at super cheap prices because they were not able to sell them, and the beauty boxes are, you know, trying to distribute all these things out and provide, you know, $20 eyeliner from a brand you've never heard of before, and then you try it and you're like, I would never pay $20 for that. And the thing is, rarely are they worth it. So what I learned from this one is definitely that beauty boxes, no matter how fun they are and how exciting they are honestly kind of a waste of money when you're not getting to pick the products or see the products beforehand. And a lot of the times you could have just saved the money and got a product that you know you're gonna like, or one that you've at least heard of. So that's the lesson I learned from this product. Not a very dramatic one, but all through 2025, I canceled all of my beauty subscriptions, and I told myself I was going to do a year free of beauty subscriptions. And I have to admit, I really do not regret it at all. I don't feel like I missed out on anything really at the end of the day. And I thought it was gonna be very hard for me, because coming off of 2024, I was really into getting back into the makeup subscriptions. I think I had Allure, FabFitFun, I had BoxyCharm, kind of all on and off throughout 2024, so it was very hard for 2025. But looking back on it, I have saved so much money from doing those subscription boxes, and I don't really think I missed out on anything. The next product that I let go bad, and I'm sad about it, this was actually a She Glam product, and I have to say this one is definitely kind of an outlier product. So this was from their Cosmic Come Up collection. This was the Milky Way eyeliner, and this one was in the color Rocket Ship. It's like this really pretty like indigo purpley blue kind of color, and unfortunately this one dried up. It was a very pretty color, and I love She Glam's liners. Like, they're very, very good. 99% of the ones I've used are so creamy, so smooth. This one's so dry, it's not even like marking anymore. Like, that's how dried up this one was. I don't know if it's just because like the color of it or an ingredient in it, but unfortunately this one really didn't get used much. But I have had eyeliners from She Glam that are much older than this one that are still creamy and smooth and glide on so well, so I think this one was a little bit of an outlier. And I also don't really wear a lot of eyeliners that much anymore, so that is the lesson that I've learned from this product. So unfortunately that is another bummer and another one in the graveyard. So moving on to the next type of products, these are the type of product that I have to say I might have, aside from like palettes or like single shadows, this might be like one of those makeup items that I have the most types of in my collection, and I went crazy on these for the last like 10 years, maybe close to 10 years. And I have to say, unfortunately, this one is a really hard one for me to admit because I still love these items. Every time I see like a new one, it is so hard for me to resist because I love them so much. And that is like a glitter cream shadow, glitter shadow topper, whatever you want to call them. I have these from probably like 20 different brands and I love them so much, and I hate when they dry up. The first one I have here, this one is the Peri Para Sugar Twinkle one, I think. This one's in number 3. Love this color so much. These are like magic on the eyes. If you love like a glittery, sparkly, shimmery kind of look, these are some of the most amazing products for those ever. Unfortunately, this one did dry up. I have had this one for a long time. I don't want to say how long. I know about how long I've had them, but it's very, very frustrating. These do dry up and they turn into like a flaky powder, which is so sad. But unfortunately, that one did dry up. And then I also have one, this is actually a different type of product. This is from Lime Crime and it's called the Diamond Crushers. I believe this was originally supposed to be like a lip topper type of product, but I actually used it on my eyes and it worked really well. But unfortunately this one did dry up. This one's called Cloud 9. It was a gorgeous like pinky blue reflect kind of color. So sad that this one dried up, but once again it turned into that crumbly, like crunchy, powdery mess. Those two went bad, and I don't want to admit it, but I do need to go back through my makeup collection because I have so many of them, just because I loved trying all the different formulas, all the different colors. I mean, I probably have the same like 5 colors over like 10 times. But I just love them so much I could not resist, and I know that there's probably even more in my collection that are also dried up that I just haven't discovered yet, and I don't want to admit it. But the lesson that I learned from these is that if you find a type of product that you love, you don't need to buy every brand and every color of it. Buy it, use it, and finish it. Just because I loved this coppery, sparkly eye topper does not mean I need to go buy 10 more of the same exact color. So that one was a really hard one for me to admit, and it really breaks my heart. Like, these are probably like the types of products that when these go bad and I discover it, I'm like, wow, that actually hurts. Moving on, so the next 3 products that I let go bad, and this was another one that I was so bummed because I really genuinely liked these. These are products I actually think I got these from Shop Miss A, and they were like $1 a piece. They were these cream shadows. They're kind of like on the same line as like the sparkle shadows, but these are much more of like a metallic-y rather than like a glittery sparkle. And these, of course, these are really nice. I loved this color the most. I don't really know if I have a color name on this one. I don't think. But I had a silver one, a gold one, and then like this bronzy copper one. That one was clearly my favorite. I even tried cutting it open, scraping out the product and using it that way when it got too thick and gummy to like squeeze out, but it only was a quick fix for a very short amount of time, and then the rest of them did all dry up. Luckily, once again, this is one of those cases where these were only like $1, so it's not like I really like lost a lot of like money, but still I hate to see anything go bad. So this was another one of those cases. If you like it, use it, but don't buy 15 of the same thing. This was another product that I got from Shop Miss A. This was from the AO Studio Glow Liquid Shadow. This one's in the color Litmus. This one is, it's kind of like the same like texture product, but it's in a different format. This one's still dried up, but what I learned from this one is that this is not a color. that I would have worn in a cream shadow very much anyway, which is also kind of why this one dried up. You know, I opened it once, liked it from the very beginning, but the color just wasn't something that I thought I would use very much. So my lesson I learned from this one is to be very mindful of the types of colors I am choosing. And sometimes I fall into a kind of like a makeup reviewer mindset where I'm like, oh, they're inexpensive, and if I already am buying 3 of the colors out of 5, I need to buy the other 2 colors so that when I'm reviewing them, I can review the entire line and I can give you all my thoughts and opinions on all of it as a whole, rather than just the 3 colors that I wanted to buy initially. So I definitely need to take into consideration more on the types of colors I'm choosing and whether I think that's something I will actually use. These are also products from AOA Studio, if you guys are not catching on. I do have a lot of things I like from them, but a lot of their things do tend to go bad kind of quickly, especially these types of products. These are called the AOA Studio Buttercream Gel Liner Shadows. So I have 2 colors here. This one was called Rose and this one's called Blueberry. These were so pretty. Once again, this is a color I would wear this every day, all day. It's that gorgeous bronzy copper shimmer. Unfortunately though, these dried up so quick. One thing I learned from that is if you have any type of cream product that is stored in a plastic container like these are not glass, these are plastic, they are going to dry up so much quicker. Like, I can take this entire thing out. This is just like a little hockey puck now. There's pretty much nothing I can do with this, and it's so sad because it's such a pretty color. Anything that comes in a plastic packaging like this is going to be prone to drying out a lot quicker than something in glass. Now, that doesn't mean that if it comes in glass, it's not going to dry out, because I'm going to prove that point in just a moment. But then here's the other color. Same thing. This one is the blueberry color. I used it maybe twice and it dried up. So that is unfortunate. Also, if you ever have a product that comes with a foil tab, I say always leave the foil tab on for as long as possible. Even if you pull it off and then like still keep it on top here whenever you store the product, it will make it last a little bit longer, because I do have another shade in this same formula that I did that with. I didn't peel the foil off all the way, and that one is actually not as dried out as the other ones. It's still got some life left in it, whereas these ones do not. They are very much dried out. Moving on to the next couple products. So these are another similar type of product. It's like an eye paint gel pot kind of formula. This one is a really old one. This one's I've had for a long time. This one is the Benefit RSVP cream shadow. This one is in a glass packaging, however this one did dry up. This is a product I totally should have and could have used up. It's a lot smaller than your typical cream shadow, and it's a color that I would wear like every day. Just, I have so much stuff, it just got used for a while, then it didn't get used, and it dried up. And then this one is a ColourPop one. This is their cream gel color in the color Get Paid. This one, another one that's in a glass packaging, so it definitely like lasted a lot longer than the plastic ones, but another case of a color that I totally could have used, should have used, but it dried up. And same thing with this one. This one is the Kiko Milano. They called this one the 25th Anniversary Happy B-Day Bellezza Color Shock Shadow. This one's in the color Gold Fusion. I loved these so much when I first got them. I got like all 4 of the colors that they had, and these are very much like the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadows. This one dried up. I do have several other that are still usable. This one, if I really wanted to stretch it, I could probably still make this one work, but I know that this one it's on its way out, and another one that I let go bad, and I'm very sad about it. And finally, the last 3 items for my makeup graveyard are all the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow colors. So I have 3 different ones here. One of these was my all-time favorite, and that was this one here, and I don't know if you can still get this one. This one was called, and it just fell out. This one was called Millionaire, and this one was my favorite. Like, I definitely use this one all the time. It probably looks like I didn't use it very much, but I use this one all the time. This was like my signature shadow, like in college. I loved this one. It was so easy to use, that coppery bronzy kind of color. Loved it so much. It's one of those products like I kind of want to buy again if it's available, but then I'm like, no, quit buying stuff. Quit buying stuff. So unfortunately that one Love that one, but that one went bad. This one is one that I liked, but not as much as the other one. This one's called Sequin. It's a little bit more of like a red copper kind of color, but once again, these dried out. These had a very unique formula. They're not as unique now, but when these came out, like back in like, what, 2014, 2015-ish, they were like the coolest thing on the market. I feel like a lot of brands have products like this now, but they were definitely ahead of the game with this one. And this one was called Cricket. This one was another one that like I bought it and I was like, you know what? That's not really a color I feel like I would wear a whole lot on my eyes, like as a shimmer shade. And so I definitely should have been a little bit more conservative with the types of colors I was picking, because I kind of knew I shouldn't have got that one. All right, guys, and that is everything for my makeup graveyard. Let's go ahead and count up how many products we have so far. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I hate that so much. 29 products. If I really wanted to like give myself a horrible day, I would count up like how much money I spent on all of this and like tell you that. Maybe I'll do that in editing. If I did, it's gonna go right here. So one of the main common denominators that you may have picked up on from this makeup graveyard video, all of the products, with the exception of like the 2 eyeliner pencils, were either a cream or a liquid product. Cream and liquid products have the lowest lifespan of makeup. Powders tend to last significantly longer than any cream or liquid or any type of product that contains water or moisture. So the other big takeaway that I have put together from this is I need to especially be more mindful of the cream and liquid products I'm bringing in. Not to say I'm never gonna buy a cream or liquid product ever again. That's not what I'm saying, but I need to be more aware of that, because things like blushes and bronzers and things like that last a long time. Lipsticks, they last me a long time. So by bringing in so many products like that that are going to have a shorter lifespan in general, I need to be a lot more aware of that. But all of this is to say, at the end of the day, realizing patterns of either shoppings or overconsumption or whatever it may be in your life, recognizing patterns is one of the first steps to trying to take steps in the opposite direction to correct any behavior. And so it does not feel good for me to look at all this makeup here that I spent my hard-earned money on and I let go bad, and I either didn't get to use up fully or didn't get to use up at all. And that does not feel good. And so I'm definitely going to try to be more aware of that in the future with the type of things I'm bringing in. And honestly, I just want to like not bring in as much makeup, which is very hard as a like makeup review channel and a makeup lover. There are definitely going to be things I'm going to make exemptions for, but I really want to try harder in 2026 at not bringing in as much makeup items. And if I do, I need to be really dedicated to using up things in my collection as well to balance those things out. I am never going to be able to be like a no-buy type of person, but can I get it down to a much more realistic low buy? I definitely know I can and know I should. So those are all of the lessons that I have learned from looking at my makeup graveyard. It is not a good feeling. It is not something that I am proud of, and honestly, it is quite the opposite. But this is a bit of a cautionary tale to you guys as well. If you are also in a similar kind of situation where you have a lot of makeup and you have a lot of things that maybe didn't get used and have either gone bad or have no other purpose that they can serve for you, definitely take a look at your makeup collection and really evaluate the things that you bring in and the things that you use. Anyway, I have been yapping way too long, so that is my makeup graveyard. I do not want to make a series out of this. I do not want to make a habit out of this, but it was a very good reflective kind of exercise for me with my makeup collection, and I'm definitely have been shifting my thoughts as far as like my makeup and my makeup collection over the last several years, and I am definitely trying to implement changes in my consuming habits for the future. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, or at least found it helpful in some way. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on social media. Links are below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later.